for some DJ equipment for my brother to use on Saturday. What are you gonna need? A sub panel of your choice. We want square D home line. It's 2 and 4 circuit. We're only gonna give them 4 circuits because it's gonna tap off either a dryer outlet or a stove outlet, which most homes have now if they're using dryer, electric dryers or electric stoves. Hopefully they have a 4-prong. Gonna need some outlets in deep boxes, some Austin covers to hold the outlets. And they're both gonna be the same setup. One is gonna be for a 50. One is gonna be for a 30 amp. I recommend you get some bushings for your offset connectors. We start opening some of this up so you can start getting a look at what we're gonna do. And remember, tomorrow's a giveaway, but I gotta work. I am not charging my brother anything. He is family. What up, Monroe? We're building a sub panel that we're gonna tap off either a dryer outlet or a stove outlet. Hopefully he can do it. These are your nuts. They come, you're gonna use this screw and that to keep this in there. I'll show you with one. And then you can always toss an extra screw. I'm gonna get my drill. Just in case you gotta steal some power from your stove or your dryer. So you take these off. And then we'll show you later. I'll show you the basics. You need outlets, you need breakers, you need a sub panel of your choice. Many different choices. For this, you gotta cut the ears off. Not my ears. I barely have any. I'm trying to salvage what I have. So you see the difference? You gotta take those ears off. And you can fold. It's better to fold them back and forth so that it's not as sharp. If you cut them, they can cut you back. They get very angry that you cut them because the edges get really sharp. You take this, you put that in there. You use the same screw that it comes with. You slide it through there. That piece that you broke off from the cover works like a nut. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. You get your drill because I'm lazy. Be careful because they will cut you. But I have to do it to demonstrate. So you see, that's how. And then make pretend you have the other one. You see the metal piece. That's the nut. They got cheaper. They used to give you actual nuts. Now they keep them here. You got to break them off and use them in the back. But essentially, that'll be the finished look for that part. You got to get your deep 1900 box ground screws, which I have some. That is not in the material, but you need to get the green. They're 832. No, they're 1032 threads, and they will be green. They don't necessarily have to be green, but if you were doing electrical work, you would need them to be green to pass inspection. You could always spray paint them. You can color them in with nails, with nail polish, many different a green marker, anything of your choice. Then we went with the Square D home line, only 4 circuits. Because he's only getting 30 or 50 amps anyways. And we're gonna use tandem breakers on it. And we'll open it here, just in case something's wrong. We can show proof that it came damaged and return it to Home Depot. Home Depot will take many returns back. And if you get one of these clients, it has a tandem one, it has a square head. There's a big square head and a little square head. I don't know the proper term for this. Please forgive me, Sparky fellas. And we're gonna see if it came with a ground. So you can use the square head, or you can use, or you can use the flat head. You take that off. So reveal this. These are the instructions, which I don't need. And it's gonna be a portable one. This is to bond the ground to the box. And I'll show you where that goes. Where does it go? We need the instructions. So if you open up the instructions, where do they tell you to put that one? They don't. They don't. So let's make this work. There's only one place where it can go. To get a ground. So it can go here if it's your main panel, but this is your neutral bar. And we can't have both the neutral and the ground touching because this is not going to be a main panel. So I'm going to have to make a new ground bar, which that's why I purchased these little ground bars right there. We'll put that in because what it came with doesn't work. That's why this is why you buy extra parts, and if you don't need them, you return them. If you do happen to use them, more power to you. There you go. That is our ground bar now, but that you have to buy separately. And this is because it's not going to be a main panel, so you got to buy it separately. And that one is meant for the ground. As you can see, it doesn't pop out as much. Now we have a ground bar. So make sure if you're getting to get this home line panel, and it's not going to be your panel, your main panel, get a QO home line 4 terminal ground bar. So you can be nice and safe, protected by the ground. And it says 2 to 4 circuits. For you to have 4 circuits in here, you need a tandem breaker. This is what a tandem breaker looks like. And it makes 1 breaker into 2. And it might not work on this one. It does, but it kind of sticks out a little bit. Well, let's see. Maybe I have to go back and get a different one. It does go in. It just to be opened up a little bit. He's really not that easy. There you go. It works. Because they are fresh and clean. That tab is very tight, so you gotta put some brute force into it. Now you have 4 circuits as opposed to 2 single ones. So see, we'll have the 4 circuits. So get some breakers. I'm gonna change the connector on those plugs. We'll go with a 1-inch. We'll probably go with the side, and then mount the outlets here like this. One up here, another one down here. We'll start with the bottom one. We'll do another one here. So it'll be 1 outlet for each circuit. Oh, we can go with the top. Yeah, we'll go with the top. And we'll start with the 50 amp. More common. Now they do come with their own connector. Hello, Sharam. It's an electrical video today. Tomorrow's a giveaway. You're more than welcome to stay. So if you have a 50 amp stove, you can use this to feed that panel to get essentially a 50 amp sub panel. They come with these connectors. I'm not a big fan of these connectors, so we're gonna remove the one that it comes with and use a 1-inch one. Hopefully it does squeeze it enough. And we can remove these because now we're gonna go into the lugs. Let me shine some light on that. With our handy dandy Milwaukee flashlight. So maybe that'll help. Oh yeah. Hey, too much light. Alright, that's better. So we'll remove this one. And then see. So now this will be your neutral. This could have been your ground if you're using this as a main panel. Why anybody would have A 4 circuit for main panel. It could be apartments, but it's very rare nowadays. Everybody wants 200 amp service. Now we gotta knock the top KO out. So we're gonna start with the 50 amp stove one. Knock this out one by one until you get the desired. Oh, let me check if that connector's gonna work first. Where'd it go? So I like these connectors better. This is a 1-inch Romex connector, NM cable. It'll hold better. I believe they're a little bit safer than those other ones. See, you slide it over. If you have your fancy Milwaukee, you put it on one. Make sure you have enough wire. That should be enough to get everywhere. And we'll restrip it. So you put it on the number one so it doesn't squeeze too much. You see how the other one? That's why I don't really like them. But if you don't want to go out and buy another connector, you can use the connector that it comes with. But to me, it seems unsafe. It's a little bit sharper. It's easier to cut. Now that we are positive that it comes with a connector, you remove the lock nut. A lot of people fail to do that. What you're also going to need is, we're going to make 2 versions of this, but we're only going to show you how to make one. And the way that I'm going to connect, thank you, Sharon, the way that I'm going to connect these boxes is with these. I'm going to put it onto here, put it onto there. Same thing over here. I'm going to make an extra hole so it'll have 2 of them. And I'm going to try to make them sit flush. I'm going to put it on the table, maybe even drill new ones. And go like this. Make it so that it sits like it's supposed to. But let's keep going with this knockout. Maybe this is too bright. Oh, I need it, but not that much. And that's a 1/2 inch first knockout. This 1/4. I'm not in work mode right now. There you go. I believe that's 3/4. And the easiest way to find out is to try to put it through. We have a loose connector. So yeah, we need one more knockout. There you go. So that'll go through here. We'll restrip that later. But I like it because it comes with the plug already in it. And you don't have to buy your aftermarket plug. And those are... Pop that in there. Tighten the lug nut. Give it a couple whacks. And there's another piece to make it a little bit safer. These yet. Not that yet. Next one. Also for the next one. Where's the other one? Here it is. You get your 1-inch bushing. It'll protect it a little bit. It'll add a little bit of more protection. You put that into the connector, slide it over before you wire it into the panel. That way, when you fold this, you can do that one by hand. Do you need it? No. Is it a little safer? Yes. And those aren't that much. So now when you fold it in there, it's less likely to get cut because it gives it a smoother edge. So those are plastic bushings. We'll have to restrip that. Then we'll go with the, yeah. In the room. Now we'll try this one. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else. And since because we're gonna use both of the circuits, you gotta take this tab out. All you gotta is bend it off. Let's make pretend you have that already in there. And it'll be looking something like that when it's all done. This you'll plug into a 50 amp stove outlet. If let's say you're at a ballroom or whatever the case is, then you'll have 420 amp circuits. The 20 amp circuits should blow before your 2-pole 50, so you don't have to go looking around for your 2-pole breaker. Let's keep going so that you can see how this is going to end up looking. And then you got to end the stream and actually get some work done. But this is to show you what you have to do. In case you got a DJ equipment or you got a friend that does DJ stuff and they want to do this because they keep tripping breakers, this is a good idea. They do make them smaller, but they're not safe because they use 3-prong. So you're losing the ground, and that's the aren't easy when you're working in tight spaces. There you go. Don't tighten it fully until you get the other one put in. I think I need a bigger table as well. And you put this box in. Put the other lock nut on here. I think I'm gonna go with, or maybe we'll put one from this box to the other box so it'll hold it better in place. I'm gonna see what's gonna work out better. Maybe we'll twist it this way. Yeah, I think that's better. Same thing. You don't need these, but because I want it to last, I am gonna put them. They're 1/2-inch plastic bushings. It'll just help protect the wire that's going through there a little bit better than just using just lock nuts. Sometimes they won't fit if the thread's not long enough. Looks like the panel is deeper. Tighten that lock nut. Make sure that's flush. It's good. For now, we'll just use one. That'll be one, and this will be like that. I'll show you what it's gonna look like. So, and I'm gonna have another one here, so I'll have one circuit for one, and the other circuit for the other one. This circuit for the next one, this circuit for that one. So he'll have 420 amp breakers being fed from a 50 amp stove. So get your cord, get your 30 or 50, whatever you're gonna need. The neutral goes on the neutral bar. The ground is gonna go on your ground bar that is purchased separately. Make sure you get the one for the home line, square D home line. And this is your two legs. Both your hot legs. I gotta strip that. And then put another one there. I don't like the way it sits, so maybe we'll do it up high. Yeah, you might make adjustments because then it's not standing up. I might twist that to go up. I'll show you the final connections. And then from your outlets, your green is your ground. For 20 amp, use 12 gauge, the yellow wire. Forget 12 gauge THHN. When you go through conduit, you cannot use exposed ground, so you must get THHN with the green insulation. On the same side, usually, as the ground, you'll have the neutral, which is the white, and this is the black. It'll go through the pipe, green on here, white on here, and the black going to your outlets landed on one of the terminals of the breakers. But let me show you how this will be connected. I think I need a sharper blade. I'm doing too much electrical and sheetrock. This one we gotta be careful because we don't want to nick the wire. I think we got it, so get it to where you score it, where you think it's gonna be fine. That's that. Get your dice. It's late night work. So score it with a knife and get some dikes. Now, this is the beauty of this connector. So you just slide it a little bit more. You don't have to restrip it perfect. Once again, go tighten it. Since we're not actually using it for the stove, we can get rid of these. So we'll strip it. Can't use strippers because for 50 amp you need 6 gauge. You can cut it, but then you get a very sharp blade, which this one is not, but we'll have to do with it. Go around it, then slide your knife through. Pull this. This is probably the hardest part. Take that. Where's my lines? I need to have my pouch on. Right here. You gotta keep your grounds and your neutral separate, otherwise you might have issues. That's why you should get a ground bar for this application. It's separate. Can you put them together? You should not. Put them together in the main panel? Yes, you can. This will not be used as a main panel. So the ground goes on your new ground bar. Thank you, Sharam. Do the same thing with your neutral. This will be your neutral. Like I said, if it's a main panel, you can lay in your ground there. But this is acting as a sub panel, so you cannot lay in your neutral and your ground in the same spot. This one's a flathead. You cut it, you measure it to where it's about to go. You can use a marker. Use a marker, mark it. You don't have to keep guessing. Keep stripping the wire. Yeah, that music is not copyright. What? No. Definitely copyrighted me for that. Play another one. Let's hear neutral. And take the blade, go around. Loosen it. tighten the one that you're not going to use. It doesn't come loose and leave potential for a short. You tighten it. That is where you land your white, your neutral. Don't worry, if you mess it up, you have another lug down there. And your two hots. This does not matter unless you had a three-phase panel and you had three-phase equipment, but this is a single-phase, so it doesn't matter. But if you want to keep it in color, it's black, red, blue. It's going to be a three-phase. We only have the black and the red, so we need not worry about that. Once again, roughly measure it. Loosen these up. So you loosen them up, strip it. The other one's going to be easier because it is number 10 and the strippers do go up to size 10. So I don't have to be doing this method. I can actually use my wire strippers. Like I said, this might be the hardest part about the whole thing. And it's rated for 70, so this should go in there no problem. You might just have to loosen it up a little bit. Make sure, because this one is stranded, make sure there's no strands popping out, possibly touching the metal. I wish this was screwed to a wall somewhere. Makes everything easier when it's screwed somewhere. Leave a little slack just in case. It makes it easier when I'm cutting it. So like I said, because this is not a three-phase, it doesn't matter which way your black and your red go. If it was a three-phase, you like to stick with black, red, blue from left to right. It more because I had a hard time with the other one. This is only number 6. It's supposed to be able to use some 70 amps. So make sure the strands are not popping out. Because it is such a small panel, that's why it's not giving me a hard time. We were right the first time. They don't have no callbacks, no 1Ts. Even if it takes a little bit of fudging. That one. Because it's a small panel, it's harder to fold stuff in there. Okay, so that is what your wiring should look like. Black, red. This is your neutral bar, this is your ground bar. And we just got to get the THHN in here, get these all hot. And then when he rolls up to the ballroom, he's got to find a 50 amp stove with the same plug configuration. Plug it in. It will give me 4 20 amp circuits. and he will trip the smaller breakers before he trips the 2-pole 50, and that way he doesn't have to go around and he doesn't have to use the existing 20 amp lines that are on the walls, which usually they do overload. So this is a very cool feature for DJ people who keep tripping breakers. And then I'll show you the finished product later, but the rest is pretty simple. And I gotta adjust that one so when I do stand it up, it sits better on the table. So we're getting there, and I need to make one more of these. The other one is with a 30 amp, which should be easier, like I said. And if you have a 30 amp dryer, and because your strippers do allow you to strip number 10, that's the biggest you can do with these wire strippers. I'm not sure if they sell strippers for bigger size wire, but I gotta make another version. That's why I got more material. This is gonna be the other setup. So he's got two options, and hopefully this Saturday he can use it, and hopefully he finds a 50 amp stove plug or a 30 amp dryer plug 4-prong, so you can be very safe and have your ground. So if you have any questions or any concerns, you can always call me, text me, email me. My email, I believe, is in the YouTube somewhere. If not, leave a comment that you want information about anything. I'll be glad to help on anything electrical, any personal stuff, whatever you're having issues with. I am like the Dr. Phil of YouTube. Thank you, Monroe. And this is to tap into the dryers. If you are planning to start a DJ, make one of these, plug it into a dryer, and you have a little sub panel, a 30 amp or 50 amp sub panel. You don't have to worry about running extension cords and overloading one circuit, which is very common. So thank you for watching, and I will... What's up, Peaches? Thank you for watching. I'll come back with the finished product. I gotta find wire to put in there, and I gotta find my THHN, because the ground cannot be bare copper. So I know I had it, I just don't know where. Don't know where I put it. But, I know I have it somewhere. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to tape it green. I might have thrown it out. I don't know. We'll see. I have some wire somewhere. Somewhere, somehow, I have some wire. It's just the green. I might have to get insulated green THHN. Before I had it. I don't know where. For the ground, you need something insulated like this. This is called THHN. And the neutral and the hot wire has to be number 12. You can always downsize 1 gauge with the ground wire, so I can use the 14. What you doing? I'm building something for my brother. It's for his DJ equipment. He's gonna tap into an electric stove outlet or a dryer outlet, and then he'll have 4 20 amp circuits so that he is not overloading the existing circuits that are there. Happy birthday, Heidi. Tell her I said happy birthday. But that's it. I gotta find the material and stuff for that. But let me show you with the ground wire before I go how this is gonna work. I have to rethink this over because it doesn't sit up perfectly like I thought it would. So I might have to twist this, play around with it. I don't like it being crooked. So this wire, it only needs to go to the ground, and you can use one ground for both the outlets. But because each outlet is gonna have its own circuit, you should use. You do need to use different neutrals and different hots, so you don't have any issues. So the wire is gonna go in through like this, go into my ground bar, then go to my outlets. You can share this ground. You cannot share the neutrals or the hots for the outlets. The only one you can share is the ground, and only for 2. Can I run more? Yes. Am I going to? I don't think we need it. So I gotta get to work. Tell Heidi I said happy birthday. Tell Heidi to be here tomorrow, Friday, September 30th, 10 p.m. Thank you, Peaches. Thank you, Sharam. Thank you, Monroe. Thank you, Chloe. I'll see you later. I gotta finish 2 of these. How long did it take me? 45 minutes? But I was busy here trying to entertain and show you how to build this. Now I gotta super speed high mode this. Does anybody want a free connector? So hopefully you learned something. And if you have any DJ friends, send this video to him. Till later. Peace. Where's that red mushroom? Where's the red mushroom? Where's that dog? There it goes. You know what that means? We're out of here. You are. I still gotta work. Peace.